Hello there. In this video, we will be continuing our series on how you can build a successful team with absolute ease. Team building is not a task that happens overnight, it requires due diligence, effort, and teamwork. Here is the list of other tips that you can utilize to build a successful team. 5. Showing respect towards your other team members. If your team members do not feel respected, they will not feel motivated to bring their best ideas to work. It is important to understand that the main reason culture works out is because of the respect that team members have for each other. You should never be a bad boss and avoid all qualities that define a bad boss. This means not to constantly micromanage your team members and stealing credit for the accomplishment of the team's work. This kind of treatment puts people in a defensive position and will lead them to become subconsciously doubt themselves constantly. You must always encourage your team members to think out-of-the-box solutions, otherwise, they will always have a fear that it may be dismissed. As a leader, it is important for leaders to set a tone and model their behavior which will lead to people respecting each other. It is important for leaders to set a tone and you can model the behavior which will respect one another. You need to understand why you are performing a certain action so that your interactions with people are not offensive in nature. 6. Ensuring accountability from all your team members. It is important that you follow through with people to make sure that you are accountable for their work and their team. The culture of accountability is an important metric that must be considered as long as you understand that you are clear about the work that they should contribute. With a work culture, you need to value people who do what they do, and you can improve your communication drastically with just a few layers of management. 7. Having successful conversations. Holding people accountable for their work is incredibly important, and having the willingness to have frank discussions about their problems is crucial. Many managers go out of their way to avoid these conversations, which will lead to bad feelings of hostility as well. You must never make assumptions about the motivations behind someone's behavior. This makes it incredibly difficult for people to get it back up, as this goes against the normal rationale of people. It is important that you set expectations for the feedback that you expect from your employees and the people involved. Related, leadership workshop ideas to build a strong team. One of the biggest metrics for having good conversations is a major part of being a good manager. This accounts for nearly 80% of being an excellent manager. It is important that conversations are done face-to-face rather than a text medium such as emails. This is mainly due to the fact that emails often lack the tone and context in clearly sending out what the sender of the email means. If there is conflict arising between team members, then it is your duty as a manager to step in and resolve it before the situation escalates beyond return. Many different leaders are aware of the various dangers of email, and it is important that you are also explicit about the rules that you expect your people to follow. The major problems usually ensue when people start having an argument over email, and it also plays into something that is very dangerous in behavior. Competing with another person to get the last word in will usually end in disaster, as this also plays into something primal and dangerous. In conclusion, these were all the various tips and strategies that you can utilize to build yourself a highly successful team. The majority of problems that teams face can usually be solved by colleagues being upfront with each other. This will help you have respectful yet frank conversations with all your team members. By fostering a sense of ownership, friendliness in team members, you can drastically change the way your team interacts. This will also lead to enhanced productivity from each team member, as they are solely responsible for the work that they produce. We hope you found this series on team building to build a successful team. It is fundamental that you foster team building to improve your leadership and managerial skills. Building a team isn't as easy as most people say it is. Good luck building the team of your dreams. Thanks for listening.